We don't know what we don't know, right? This is always the most crucial part in the inner work. But let's go with that because, especially you as a spiritual interested entrepreneur and also loving the inner work and your personal development, realizing this is actually your leverage for the growth of your company or companies and for your prosperity, you will probably love this episode. So let's go deep. And if you stay until the end, there are actually yes, specials. The third oath, which actually was the biggest for me, and I think it worth it to listen until then. And in the end, I reveal the new name of my kingdom. Ooh-hoo-hoo. And I tell you a little bit, if there is enough time, how I came to this name and what were the other possibilities and the meanings of them. So let's go first with the oaths. There are always things where we have hidden spots. It's like blind spots, right? We know it from nature. Blind spots are actually normal. It's even better. They belong to the game we play here on this 3D Monopoly Earth as an enlightened soul having this human experience. So having blind spots means we literally learn to mirror to go through the language of the soul, which is the mirror work. It's one language of our soul. And by the way, if you want to know the other languages, there are at least 5. You can stick with my other videos about that. And when we go with this language of the mirror work, we actually learn so much about ourself, our truth, and why we are here. And in my opinion, it's like with the resistance work, right? When we go with the blind spot work, meaning with the learn to know what we don't know, we actually create the biggest most intensive leverage which is ever possible. Just my opinion. Write it in the comment if you have another experience. So the first oath is actually the oath of the unending toil. And you know, and you feel, and you hear, I speak now kingdom-nish, right? So that was the first lesson. As soon as I sticked with my own soul mission and with the movie and the main transformation of the mission and all the things, and realizing, oh my God, it's the kingdom. And you know what? Today and yesterday I actually took time to contemplate and to draw all the things. And it's not the first time, right? What we see here is a lot. And this is all the things I got in the last years, over than 2 decades. See, piece by piece, right? And this is actually, no, here. This is the castle of the Academy Dragonfly in Switzerland. And it's another story. I will tell it to you another time. But this actually this is my main ship. It's House of Coaching. It's the new House of Coaching in Dubai. And this is literally a spaceship. It's big. It's bigger than Germany, right? And here is the castle of my kingdom. And today you get the name of my kingdom. It's only the castle. That's where I live. So, like, as the strategy, so the architect of your kingdom, perhaps. of the kingdoms of my clients. So the oath of the unending toil is actually one of these blind spots which we carry in us and we even don't realize it. It's like I unconsciously swear that everything I do must be literally a fight. It must be very hard. It must be a lot of work. It must be endless work. If not, my results would not be a real success. And I must even work harder than all the others, because if not, I would not worth the new position, the new results, and I probably would not be able to hold it. And this is a crazy one, right? When we have this unconscious oath within us, meaning I must really work hard, I must work harder than others, and I must work every day, I must work every hour, and sometimes I even don't sleep, and this not for only months or years, but also for decades. This could be literally the burnout over the burnout over the burnout, and then we wonder that we are exhausted and are not able anymore to enjoy even the soul path. And that's actually very interesting, because a lot of the people I had the honor to work already with don't realize that they are already on their soul path, because it doesn't feel good, right? And then they say, Chantal, it's not a good feeling. It could not be my soul path. It's not possible that I am on my mission. I once had the feeling, I once felt the pull, but now blah 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 blah. And it's mostly not true. Of course, I always have some very beautiful entrepreneurs. They are really not on their soul path. They are on the soul path of their parents, or their logic part, their brain. Hi, beautiful back. It's Queen Sabine. Hi, nice to have you. So this is literally a golden cage when we build that, and it's really, really hard because we don't realize it. It's subconsciously, right? And often it's like from the conditioning from outside. I remember very, very good when I started my self-employment 23 years ago, exactly in June, 23 years ago. I thought, to be a really good self-employed, I must stand up in the morning at 4 a.m. And why? Because my father did that. And my father was a hard-working man, always. He was a gardener, had his own businesses, at that time already free businesses. And he was in the procedure to hand it over to my brother. And he looked back to decades of very, very hard work, and he did that like that. He stood up at 4 a.m. so that he had some quiet hours in the morning before the staff came, right? But I did not realize that. Of course, I could say that, I could see it, but for me, it was deep down. A good self-employed, a good entrepreneur has to stand up and to be there in the bureau at 4 a.m. And this literally killed me almost in the second 2 years already. Then I realized it, and I went through the conscious inner work through that. So if you realize you are something like that, or suddenly or accidentally sticking with something like that, or you look back to a long time having that, and you are conscious about that, but you probably don't know how to come out of that, then I just want to invite you to go over the bridge from the old world into the new world, which means learn the new principles, the new rules, which are just fact in the new world. It's not possible to get them as a fact in the old world. It's not possible to learn quantum time, quantum physics, quantum mindset, literally, and moving energies, and going with the clarity, and standing in the trust fulfilled from God when we are still in the old land and surrounded with the environment which is not serving us, but actually gave us the old mindset. And it's not bad. Don't get that wrong, please, because it's not bad. It's just not the time anymore for that, right? And it's very important that we literally realize there is a new paradigm. And going with this new paradigm means sometimes to leave people, even if we love them very, very, very much. And trust me, I know from what I speak. And sometimes it doesn't mean to go in another continent like I just did, right? But it just means to follow your intuition and your calling. And then you can build through your real alignment. And I know some are still in the old land and telling me I am aligned, but it's not what is counting. It's the result is counting. And when we still feel burned out or exhausted and not fulfilled, or always again and again finding ourselves in a place of lack of trust in God, in our clients, in the soul path, then we are not there. And it's just a lie. I know it's hard to hear that, but then it's just a lie. My mentor, Robert Scheinfeld, told us always lies, illusions, and stories. I hated it at that time, but it's true. It's just true. So as soon as you really step into the new world, which is the new economy with the new rules, and you are open to learn the new rules, new languages, literally, and also your own language, because your kingdom, in your kingdom, there is also a new language. As I speak now with you, I speak in oath with you, right? It's my language. And as soon as you're open enough and really stepping in your truth, it gets so much easier. I see now I'm literally like excited every day. Even today, I had a really hard Sunday because I had literally a fight with Cloud Code, and I really was excited always with from Cloud Code. But I had this instinct not just to throw away ChatGPT and OpenAI. I had some signs, also the observing the market and the companies behind. I actually wrote about that in my AI blog, and now we see it. It's already done what I predicted in January. OpenAI is coming back in the range of the first five worldwide. It's coming back with the new agents, and there are reasons, and they are obvious. And I just wanted to tell you, I had a fight, literally a discussion with Cloud Code, because I was like, yeah, programming and vibe coding with him for 3 days now for a very specific task I have in my body since years, that I want to build that automations for my company and the companies of my clients. And I realized 2 months ago, now it's time with agents, right? But I would not have agents based in a on a connection of another third party, like Anthropic or like OpenAI and whoever, right? I wanted to build agents which are our own. So like building them, and they are literally in our own computer and not connected to another third party and always eating credits and tokens every month when they work, right? So, and also we would be literally, yeah, it's, we would be not, it would not be possible to decide on our own. Let's say if some of these third parties would decide to raise the prices or to do whatever what they want to do, they just can't do it with us. So I'm always about independent stuff, and the processes. I like that in several topics and in this one as well. And I was so exhausted this afternoon realizing the whole project is literally died. I closed it. I had 2 hours of discussions with two AI from Anthropics, and then we closed it. And I did a documentation, and I go now and I probably build it with the new agents of Codex with OpenAI, just been said. So that's one example in my world, learning the new things and realizing even if I don't get the things, especially not as fast as I want, and in my areas, I always want the things very fast, literally better yesterday than tomorrow. So I'm just happy. I'm still happy because I'm on my path. I can stand up and breathe and smile and say, oh, fuck you, agents, right? And of course, I don't want to fuck them literally, but because I love them and I know how much freedom they will bring, especially to the small self-employed and entrepreneurs. And that's actually the goal. So let's stick with the second oath. And the second oath is the oath of the unchanging map. Because this is also something we don't realize. We literally swear the strategy and the logic, which I had from the beginning, especially when we had a big success with them. The strategy and the logic I had with this big success has to be the only one for always. And I have to be very loyal to that. And every new intuition about that, and you know now the intuition is the soul speaking to you. It's for you. And it means, because change is everything on this world. It's the only thing which is actually predicted, right? So when our soul is kicking in the ass and telling us, so it's time for a change, we literally tell them no, because it was so good and I take the same, right? And then we hold on that, and this gets so much pain. And actually, the truth is, we create our own much pain only with the idea to have the right opinion, to be right. It's awful, right? Awful. So create a solution. Create a solution on your own, because it's within you. Your soul already spoke to you. There is the energy in your center. Go inside. Be radically honest with you. Go inside and create with stepping into the new land, into the new economy, with stepping there and to create this crystal clear positioning according to your soul's mission. This creates for you your own territory. I hope I spoke it out right. It's your own territory. That's why I speak in kingdoms. You create your own kingdom. Even if you don't want a kingdom, let's say there are always entrepreneurs, self-employed or leaders, they tell me, I go in a new land, I want to go there, I have my soul's mission, I have my expertise, my niche, but I don't want to be self-employed or an entrepreneur. I want to be one of those leaders supporting those entrepreneurs. So then they come in my kingdom literally, and they build up their expertise, their strengths, and then they decide in which kingdom or several kingdoms they want to serve actually. So go there now. Leave the golden cage and go to the next chapter. Oath number 3. It's the muted voice. this the swear of the muted voice. It's a very hard one, and I suffered a long time under this oath, and I was not conscious about. I would literally subscribe that I don't have this problem because I never was afraid to go in front of the camera and to speak. I actually trained that. That's why I trained it. I'm trained a trainer, and I can train other trainers to do presentations online and on stages. This is in my blood, and I learned it, and I am qualified in that. So I thought I have really no problem with my voice, right? And the voice is literally standing in my power and speaking up with my power, my truth. But I did speak up. I did. You can have a look on my channel. I do it since here on YouTube since 11 years. But you will see the difference. You will see it, I'm very sure. So to swear unconsciously, I adapt to the market. I adapt to the people I think how they want to have me. Adapt and to actually don't speak up when it comes to trigger topics, or when it comes to topics where we feel people don't like to hear it, like blind spot topics, right? Like taboos. When we realize we are still afraid when we think on these topics, then we swear this oath of the muted voice. We literally shut up ourselves. And it doesn't matter if you tell me, but Chantal, I'm telling so much other important things that it's really, I don't want to trigger others. I don't want to bother others. But it's not about that. When you think like that and explain yourself like that, you are not really in your radical truth. You are not in your true power here. It's a very hard symptom in the golden cage, because this sovereign is not embodied, fully embodied. It feels like invisible, and that people don't understand them. Even if the sovereign is already very successful, actually, or very well known. These are those who are million of followers but no income from it. These are those who are on every stage. They can get invitations but don't earn a single dollar with it. They attract clients probably, but attract clients who actually are not aligned with their truth, their soul mission. And often this sovereign has this deep, true desire. Deep, it's very deep, just to be myself. Let me just be like I am. This is actually a thought which we have then a lot. I remember very good that I literally said to people with my thoughts, telepathic, just let me be like I am. What are you complaining about? Right? That's not because of them. It's just a mirror. It's a mirror to tell me I'm not really in my truth yet. So my AI actually just told me, stop translating yourself. Stop making it for others comfortable. Stop not complaining. Stop explaining yourself as soon as people complain about something, even if it's your client. Just stop that. You don't have to explain. But you have to stay in your truth and to trust that the right people, soul people, bringing you the right soul client, it's your dream client, and he will actually understand your language. And if he does not understand your language in the first place, he will be so excited that he wants to learn it, because we always learn new languages, right? We have, with typical languages, we have a very good example. So I came here to Dubai and I prepared myself 3 months before already with Arabic lessons, and I took them for another half a year. I did not stop it because of me. I actually lost my teacher, but then I decided to invest my energy first in a really fluent English, and I hope it's going better and better. I'm very fascinated about the language of the Arabic language, actually, and I will learn it soon. I know that. So we are already fascinated and agreeing with the concept of learning a foreign language, right? When it comes to languages. But when it comes to our own values, our own truth, our own true desires, and all the things which are actually designing us without masks, then we hide. And this would be the third oath of the muted voice. And if it's you, then I only recommend to stop hiding yourself, to feel the feelings, how you feel as soon as you think of whatever. I can give you also an example. I really had never a problem to speak up or to go to speed to stages, also not the offline stages, but I remember very good. I went to several big stages until 2015, and then I had a very big accident. An accident, and I injured actually my brain, and I had to relearn to remember whole sentences and to speak out with whole sentences, especially also speaking fluently again. And it was not about the language to pronounce it. It was more about to remember what I just want to say. I always forgot the last sentence or the next sentence, and it was a very hard time. I really had a very hard time there. And before, I was literally running through the German speaking areas, Switzerland, Germany, and Austria, to get these gigs on the stages, because I thought it's what I need, it's necessary for my career. But it wasn't. Actually, it ate so much energy of me. Nowadays, I know I have no problems. I have really no problems to go on stages, but I don't want to go on offline stages. It doesn't feel really true, aligned. It's not my alignment. My alignment is something like here, and there are really enough stages online, right? So I have enough to do to visualize and to attract very beautiful stages online for me again. So that's about it's about that. It's not about what people think or people do to be successful. It's about what is your truth, what is your alignment, what are your values, what is important for you, and you don't have to explain yourself for that. It's a game changer. And yeah, by the way, if you are still here and listening, then you are literally a guardian of the flame. One of my beautiful guardians of the flames in my kingdom. Thank you so much that you are here. Please just write the word flame in the comments, and then we know it. It's our sacred sign. So let's stick with the finale, big finale, grande finale. The new name of my kingdom. I actually went through contemplations like the sanctuary path, the path from the old world into the new world over this bridge, and the bridge is what we build in my company and since years, right? The sanctuary path, or it's actually like, and I trained this word. Listen, Ethelgard. Do you understand this word? Ethelgard. Ethelgard. I like Ethelgard. I write it to you for you in the comments. I like Ethelgard. So it's like the sanctuary path. I also contemplated about the light bastion. Bastion is a protection, part of fortress, a stronghold. It implies not just defense, but actually standing for something against the outside world. And this was too strong for me. It's not that I just want to save myself from others. I just want to build my thing and to concentrate on that so that I can give value very soon, very intensive. But I don't have problems with other kingdoms, right? You know it. I build the papaya groves, and I help actually every one of my clients to build their kingdoms as soon as they are called for it, feel called for it. Another name was the soul confluence, and I also had to train to pronounce it. Confluence is the point where two rivers meet to become one larger river. It's very beautiful, right? It's natural, and love the law of natural of nature. It's a very powerful metaphor. It's also something like nexus, like the soul nexus, right? Or the phoenix axis. Axis means a central line around which a system rotates and is organized. It's very beautiful, especially because we feel connected to universe and God as well, all right? So like it's a system, and it's system independence. And I love that, as you just heard, when I started this video contemplating about my agent experience from today, right? AI agent. So I am always about the system independence. That's one reason, to be honest, that I relocated into a country where we don't have this dependence on a system. We have here the possibility to create on our own. Of course, we accept the rules here and the leadership, and it's very strong, and it has its big results actually, right? That's what I really love. I really love the idea of a clear leadership, a consequent clear leadership, a fair leadership. And here is the place where I can rise. I could not rise where I'm coming from, unfortunately. So this is the system independence. I go for it. I give everything. It's my passion to help also my clients to get system independence, even if it means independent from AI structures and companies. But it doesn't mean that we don't build with AI, actually. We build with AI, but we are not depending on it after it. It's a difference. We use the tools. Would be not really clever if we would refuse the tools. It's so genius what we invent as human, and we create also this AI, and it will come that it's more intensive. Right yesterday, I heard in a podcast, it was something like, I think it was the podcast Diary of a CEO from Stephen Bartlett again. I really love that one. I can only recommend it. And he spoke to a lady, I forgot her name. She's very, very famous and successful since decades in stock market and observing all the economy. And she said something like, we must learn to adapt with AI. We can literally decide now if we want to stick with the old thing. And you remember, it's one of the oaths. with the old idea of strategy and success. And then, like a stubborn little child, that it's not working anymore. God, give it back to me. I have the right. And you don't have. The only right we have is to change, right? So she said something like, when we are open enough and willing to learn, we go with these waves of the new digital age now. We go with that and we profit from that. But we must be open to learn. We must be open to adjust and to learn new things and even to leave professions, whole professions. It's like that. Sorry, not sorry. So, drum roll, the new kingdom name is Soul Citadel. Ta-ta! Oh my God, I love it. And I had also to train to pronounce this word, Citadel. Citadel. I hope I say it right. Sandra just posted it into the comments, and I see YouTube just translated it back to German. So fascinating what YouTube is already delivering. So fascinating. So, what is a citadel? It's a fortress protecting a city. It's a symbol of ultimate strength, sovereignty, and protection. It says within these walls, you are safe to build your true and your own kingdom. It combines the ancient, mythic feel you liked with the core of your work or with the core of my work. Probably you hear first my language and my movie story, right? About the kingdom. Then you learn my language and my words like oath or citadel, soul mission, soul calling, and all the things. But you then realize what your own movie is, your own soul's mission, and what is meant for your own kingdom. And in my citadel, in my secret walls, you are meant to be protected, so that you have a space just to come down in your center, to learn to release and to realize that you are protected and nothing happens with you. You don't die when you just learn to let go. The old stuff, right? We let go what is not serving anymore. I actually also spoke a lot about letting go and also about surrendering and the difference. You can go back and you find it in my 97-day daily stream challenge. And also my dear guest, Kurt Tepperwein, speaks a lot about that. We have still some shorts with him, very popular and very, very liked from you. So it's very powerful, the Soul Citadel, right? I find it's elegant, and it's, yes, it could be defensive, but actually very romantic in a most positive way, right? What are your thoughts about the Soul Citadel? I would really like if you share them with me. Just put it into the comments. Yes, that was it for today. Thank you so much for sticking with me. And if you think, okay, I also want to discover my kingdom, I also want to know my soul's mission, I want to know my soul path, my soul calling, and to create a really genius business online with it, or hybrid, however you feel called to, then let's talk. I put below the video the link to my WhatsApp. Click on it, it opens your WhatsApp, and you can chat with me. Bring me first Bring me first the word kingdom, and then I know what the foundation is, and we talk about that. Okay. See you then, there or tomorrow in the next live stream. Bye bye.